Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I am Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Coming to you from the totally awesome Jefferson County Sportsman Club right outside of beautiful Port Townsend, Washington. What I want to talk to you about is a thing that's been kind of spinning around in the social media universe. Now, I first heard about this on Reddit. So, you take kind of a lot of stuff you read on Reddit with a grain of salt, but it had to do with an arrest of a person related to some January 6th things. It then kind of migrated its way over to Twitter or X or whatever the hell we're calling it this week, where it began to gain some more ground, and it had to do with some rather, nefarious activity by the company Liberty Safe. It's a company that many of you are probably aware of, and it appears that they have done something which I think we need to have a discussion about. So today, let's spend a few minutes and let's talk about what's up with Liberty Safe. Okay, so follow me if you would here on this story. Original post comes out on Reddit. It's from the Hodge twins. I do watch them sometimes. I find them to be immensely entertaining, so I'm not suggesting this is an unreliable source. It has to do with a gentleman who's being arrested at gunpoint for insurrection activity that allegedly occurred way back on January 6th. He's just getting arrested now. The federal agents also have a search warrant for his home. They go to his home to search that home. Now, remember, the search warrant is for this particular individual and his home, okay? That's who the warrant is for. When the federal agents get there, they find a large safe from Liberty Safe. You guys are familiar with Liberty Safe. It's an American-made company based out of Utah, one of the largest manufacturers and sellers of firearm safes and other security devices, okay? Now, they can't get into the safe, and of course, the now arrestee has no desire to give them the codes to it. So what do? They contact Liberty Safe, and Liberty Safe gives them the passcode or the ability to get into the safe. Now, is that possible? That sounds like a pretty crazy story. But then, lo and behold, out into the Twitter sphere comes a statement from Liberty Safe that corroborates this entire story. Their statement reads as follows. On August 30th, 2023, Liberty Safe was contacted by the FBI requesting the access code to the safe of an individual for whom they had a warrant to search their property. Our company protocol is to provide access codes to law enforcement if a warrant grants them access to a property. After receiving the request, we received proof of the valid warrant, and only then did we provide them with the access code. Liberty Safe had no knowledge of any of the details surrounding the investigation at the time. Liberty Safe is devoted to protecting the personal property and Second Amendment rights of our customers and has repeatedly denied requests for access codes without a warrant in the past. We do not give out combinations without proper legal documentation being provided by authorities. We regularly update our policies to ensure both compliance with federal and state law and reasonable consumer privacy protections within the law. First and foremost, Liberty Safe is committed to preserving our customers' rights, and we will remain unwavering in those values. And so my question to all of you now that you know that Liberty Safe has actually admitted to doing this, is do you believe that to be true? Because here's the thing I want everyone to take into account here, okay, is that while that may have been Liberty Safe's property at the time that they had it in their inventory, the minute they sold it to this gentleman, the minute he put it in their home, that is no longer Liberty Safe's property. That is this gentleman's property. Second law. Let's also remember this. As I mentioned earlier, the warrant is served on this individual and his residence. It's one thing if they come with a warrant that's actually for Liberty Safe. It's one thing if they come with another type of court order, what we sometimes call a subpoena ducis tecum, and requires by a court order for Liberty Safe to directly disclose that information. Well, that's a whole nother story, but this is a policy, and I want you to pay attention to what a couple of their statements were as it relates to their policy. Now, this is their words, not mine. Our company protocol is to provide access codes to law enforcement if a warrant grants them access to a property. So what they're saying is listen, if we got law enforcement says, hey, we got a search warrant to search this property, Liberty Safe's policy is they're going to grant them access codes to get into those safes. And what Liberty Safe is also saying here is, hey, listen, we're not waiting for us to be served with a warrant, because really there is no negotiating once you've been served with a warrant. There really is not a lot of negotiating once you've been served with a subpoena duces tecum, unless your attorney moves to quash it, and we're not even going to get into that. But pay careful attention to what else Liberty Safe says they need in as far as the quantum of proof before they cooperate. After receiving the request, we received proof of the valid warrant, and only then did we provide them with an access code. Liberty Safe had no knowledge of any of the details surrounding the investigation at the time. So what they're saying is somebody showed them a copy of some kind of warrant, and they verified it, however that was done, and they had no knowledge about any of the background, and because of that scant knowledge, well, we provided them with the access code. Now, do I believe that Liberty Safe has done anything unlawful here? No, I do not, okay? But, and I talk about this very consistently on this channel, Liberty Safe has the absolute right to conduct their business however they so desire. They are a privately owned company, and they enjoy the same freedoms as we do as individuals, and they have the right to, if they want to cooperate with law enforcement that way, and if they want that to be their policy, that is their absolute right to do so. However, we as a consumer also have the ability to react to that however we see fit. And so my question to all of you now is, knowing that this is a company who claims that they stand up for your individual civil liberties and predominantly your Second Amendment rights, do you believe their words, or do you more carefully take a look at their actions? I think there's going to be a lot of fallout. We've already begun to see now the power of those that lean right when it comes to consumer spending. If you don't believe me, ask Bud Light or Target or Ben & Jerry's. And so has Liberty Safe now, by this action, put themselves in the very same type of crosshairs? Time will tell. I'm interested to hear what all of you think, so please let us know in the comment sections below. Listen, we'll link up everything about the story so you know we're not making this stuff up. In the meantime, if you got any questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights, you guys should know how to get a hold of Washington gun law. If you don't, that's okay. That information's right down there in the description box. Now, let's remember, part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation, how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, from the Jefferson County Sportsman's Club, thanks for watching, and stay safe.